Okay, this is Raymond Tyler again with another Little Wellness Art Center exclusive. We have my good friend Glynnis Reed, who has a show opening at her studio in Millville this coming Friday, January, what's the
20th.
date? 20th.
From 6 to 9.
From 6 to 9. And where's your studio located?
My studio is located on High Street at 501 North High Street in Millville, in the Village on High.
Okay.
My studio is called Glynnis Reed Studio.
Okay. Oh, so you actually own the studio?
I rent it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool beans. Okay, so tell us about the new show that you have premiering this Friday.
This Friday, I'll be debuting a series of 10 collages that I'm doing. The work is handmade collages on paper, and I use a process where I took pages from a book on women's psychology and women's histories as the basis for the collages, and I built up from there. And I used figures of silhouettes of women and images of landscapes and other places in Europe that kind of bring into play this idea of a fairy tale reality or fairy tale fantasy at the same time that it invokes dream states and kind of quests for becoming a better person. Okay.
So what are your personal feelings about fairy tales and women and the way women are maybe depicted in fairy tales?
Well, you think about the ways that there's the happily ever after scenario, but most times that's not the case in our society. I've been looking at the statistics that's recently been coming out on marriage in our society after the census, and how, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe like only 50% of people, adults, get married at this stage of the game compared to a much higher percentage during the 60s and beyond. So, and then especially for black women, the rates are even lower for having marriage. So this idea of the myth that a girl can grow up to find her Prince Charming or go on to be happily ever after, it's probably like an absolute myth now, even more now so than it was in the past.
Okay. What is it that you want people to get from your artwork?
From this particular series, I would like people to reflect on themselves, their own experience, and truthfully that's what I would like for people to get from all the work that I do, is to take the experience that I bring to my work through my experiences and my sensibilities and my subjectivity, but to bring their own qualities of the same, to bring their perspectives and ideas to what I've done, and to maybe possibly get personal growth from it, or to learn something about themselves, and to increase their self-awareness.
Okay. I've seen several of your pieces, actually several of your series, and they're all very interesting, very powerful, and thought-provoking. How much time does it take for you or do you usually take to generate one piece?
It really depends on what type of medium I'm working in.
Okay.
And it depends on what other things are going on in my life at the time. But this series of collages took me over the course of about 2 or 3 months for me to complete all 10 of them.
Okay.
And but I have other work, more digital photography work, digital collages, and some of those I might have worked on initially very intensely for a few weeks, and then let it sit for a while and come back to it way after the fact, and finally come into another stage of completion with that. So everything's in progress sometimes to a certain point until you're ready to really put it out there. But yeah, like I said, it really depends on the work and what's going on in the context of my life at that time.
Okay. Well, It's Friday, January 20th. What time does it start again? 6 o'clock?
6 to 9 p.m. There'll be light refreshments and an artist reception in my studio.
And this exhibit will actually be hanging for approximately a month?
Yeah, approximately a month.
Okay. How do you like it out there in Millville so far?
I love it. I really love my studio. It's a beautiful space. It has nice, clean white walls. My dad painted the studio for me when I first moved in. And I have a lot of my work on display in my studio, even though it's also a place where I work and create my art. And it's in a community of other businesses, retail businesses, and some artist studios.
Okay.
So there's like a real community there of people who are trying to keep the arts district alive in Millville.
Okay. And even though we're going to have your contact information displayed, for the people who are listening on the radio, how can people get in contact with Glynnis Reed?
Okay. You can go to my website, www.glynnisreed.com. That's GLYNNISREED.com. And you can find contact information for me on my website. There's also a page with news to tell you more about the event happening, and also more images of my bodies of work on my website.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Bye.